All right, hello everyone. My name is Peter, and today we're just going to be... I just want to take this pen and draw with it. And if you want, you can watch. Let me zoom in a little bit. As you can see, this video is sponsored by Appeals. I have a little bit of kind of like sponsored grip tape on my pen there. Just gonna draw and hang out with all of you. I hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna draw over on this part of the screen, and then I'll put my face probably like up on this part of the screen. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk, draw. How are you all doing? I've just been life is weird. That is the main one thing that seems, sometimes I make like a little mantra or a little saying, this, an attempt to try to sum up life in one little phrase, which can be difficult, of course. But all you can do is like throw the saying out there, a bit of a platitude, right? You just throw it out there, see if it sticks, see what happens in life that might prove it wrong or right. And so far, nothing that has happened in life has proved this one wrong. The one where I say that life is weird. It just is. But it's not always in a bad way. Sometimes it's in a good way, in a sense that it keeps things interesting. But sometimes it's just kind of in a perplexing way. Right? Anyone else feel that? It's just weird. I feel like the sooner you come to accept that, the better. You can move on from being surprised how weird everything is, and just make the most of it, I guess. Today I'm using this Muji fountain pen that I like using a lot. It's just made out of aluminum. I can't show you the inside of it right now because this appeal sticker is keeping it closed. There's a little a cartridge converter, like a piston converter in there, and I'm drawing in a Nebula Note sketchbook. Nebula Note. There's a bunch of other drawings in here. This is the type of sketchbook where the pages are nice. They don't bleed through a lot, but they're thin enough that I can see through them. So I've only been drawing on one side of each page of the sketchbook, which is okay. Some sketchbooks, I managed to draw on both sides, but this is just it's a one-sider. Not the end of the world. Sometimes if I'm able to draw on both sides of each page, like in those crescent render sketchbooks I was drawing in, the sketchbook feels a little bit more complete and thoroughly, just more wholly, complete, I guess is the word, completely filled up, rather than the back of each page being empty also. But it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know. What kind of stuff have y'all been drawing lately, if you have been drawing? I know there are some people that watch this channel who don't even draw. Non-drawers. And that's totally fine. No hard feelings. I think that's cool. You guys want to know a secret? No, I can't tell you. Ask me later in a different video, and I'll tell you the secret. I'm still working on it. When it's more fully formed and fleshed out, it's something I'm working on. Just a little side thing. A little side thing. I don't know what kind of weird drawing this is right now. It is weird to draw and talk at the same time. Usually when I draw, it's I just listen to music. And there definitely are different parts of the brain dedicated to different things. I mean, I'm no brainologist. I don't know how brains work really, but I mean, just practically observing how my own body and brain works. It feels very much different to draw while talking than to draw while listening to music and dedicating all of some of my brain to drawing. But I can still, because there's some other part of my brain that can be totally dedicated to, for example, appreciating music at the same time as drawing. So those are clearly different parts of the brain. This is an interesting type of drawing I'm doing right now because I'm drawing lots of little short lines. Sometimes I do drawings and there's like lots of longer lines. And I could mix this up. I could start drawing some longer lines in here. I think in this pen right now, by the way, I think this is the ink I have in here right now. Platinum carbon ink. If anyone's curious. Right now it is 2:34 p.m. I spent the first part of the day doing my schoolwork, which was just a bunch of reading. It's been going okay. I think I have a really solid A in both classes so far. These are just summer classes I'm talking about. Not sure how much everyone keeps up with what I'm doing. It's probably difficult for most people because I don't really talk about what I'm doing very much as far as my life, my day-to-day life, my week-to-week, my month-to-month life. I'm trying to eventually somehow get a bachelor's degree in something, anything, hopefully something that's halfway interesting to me. Right now, that one thing is I'm doing interior architecture, and I'm taking just a couple of like gen ed classes. So I've talked about it in previous videos before, so I don't want to talk about that too much. Basically, I'm taking a labor history class and a English like literature class about American literature from like the colonial times to like I don't remember whatever it goes up to. I guess we'll just see. It's almost over. There's only like a week or two more left. It goes really fast. I like this pen though. I have a hard time recommending this Muji aluminum pen just because it's kind of hard to figure out. In one sense, it's a great starter pen for everybody, but in a sense it's not. Before we go too far, I should mention a few words from our sponsor. We do have a really cool thing going, by the way, where you can enter our art contest we've got going right now. At the time of me recording this, it is, what is the time of recording this? I keep looking at my phone. It's still before the cutoff for the art contest we've got going. You should enter. There's no requirement for how skilled or experienced or artsy or artistic you have to be. Look, first prize, you can win $300. Click the link in the description, all right? First prize, you can win $300, and the really cool thing is there's going to be 2 first prizes. So 2 of you can win $300, and there's a second prize which wins $150, and then 3 runner-ups all win $50 each. So that's pretty awesome. Go check out all the details in the description. There's a little theme for the art contest to get you started, which is Peter's Otherworld Art Diaries. I think that's what Peter's Otherworld Diaries, something like that. I feel bad. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Basically, the idea is like imagine stuff that, all this weird, crazy stuff that's happening out there or could be happening, or you imagine that's happening, whether it's aliens or humans or crazy plants, animals. It could be here or on Earth, right? Just kind of a thing to get you going. I'm excited to see all the cool stuff you're coming up with. All right, the cutoff for submitting stuff is June 14th. And then right after that, like the next day, I think the 15th or the 16th, I think the 15th, then you can go to the peels.com/contests page. Sorry, I'm talking and drawing at the same time. I think I'm doing okay. you can go to that page and you can start voting. So you'll be able to see all the other cool stuff people have submitted and you can vote on it. It's going to be so cool. So, I'll keep y'all updated on all of that. So go submit your stuff now. You can submit as many times as you want. There's a whole list of different mediums. It's pretty open-ended. I'm excited. And this drawing's going pretty cool so far. Definitely a little bit different than other stuff I've drawn recently. Basically, if you're wondering what appeals are, they're like these they're stickers at the core, but they're made out of nice fabric material. Plus, I have one example here. As you can see, they're made out of fabric. You can maybe hear it. Right? So it's not just like plastic, but for example, what if I wanted to put one here on the front of my sketchbook? I could take it, I could put it here, right? I'm gonna put it here like this. I could stick it, but what if I didn't want it there, right? Well, I could just pull it right back off again. Stick it, remove it, and then maybe I want it on the back. Reuse it. So that's the cool thing about them. They stick good, but you can still pull them off again and reuse them. And they don't leave any sticky residue or come off in shreds like most stickers I've used in the past. I really appreciate that about them. So they've got a good product. Go check them out. You can apply it into the creator program also. And get your own products up there on the website and start selling your art on these cool fabric stickers. Now, what is this looking like so far to you? I like this kind of line I've got going here. I'm going to leave that alone for now. Come down here, work on this. Maybe we need some bulbous bits. Can't have too many bulbous bits and blobs, perhaps. Yes. Yeah. Scribble, scribble, scribble. I like this platinum carbon ink because it just goes on so uniformly dark. There's something about it. Like no one part of it is darker or lighter than the rest of it. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Like, for example, sometimes I use like the Waterman ink, some other inks, and those are all good too, but there's a little bit of value variation sometimes between the different parts of my stroke, like between the beginning and the end of it, and sometimes that's a cool effect also. But this stuff is just so consistently and oppressively dark. I just can't get enough of it. And then the only value and the only variation is up to me, where I draw the lines and where I don't draw the lines and how I draw the lines. I guess I kind of like, that's kind of what's always excited me about drawing anyways, is that it's like, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I think that's what appeals to me about it, is that this is like the only area of my life where I am in complete control, So I think maybe that's why I like the very precise pens. And when it comes to fountain pens like this, I like the ones with a more crisp nib, which doesn't flex as much, right? I want the tools I work with to be predictable. So I like the predictable type of ink, which doesn't have a lot of variation. The predictable nibs, that's why I like those Rotrings. They have, those are super predictable type of lines that they make. That way, the rest is all up to me. Maybe I need to learn to let go. Like that's a valid criticism. Like, Peter, learn to let go. Go maybe start drawing with a brush pen a little bit. Embrace the craziness of variation in line width and I don't know, but maybe I can just enjoy this, huh? Can I? It's okay. It's okay for art to be my refuge once in a while, isn't it? I started out by saying life is so weird because maybe it is so unpredictable and crazy. So art will be nothing to me, I feel like, if it becomes a chore or something where it is good. Look, I'll admit it is good to challenge yourself, to push yourself. But if you turn it into something, where you don't like it anymore, then I don't know. I don't think I want art to be that thing where I'm just like, I don't want it to be a thing where I think about it and then I'm like, ugh, I don't feel like it. I try hard for art to be the thing where I always feel good about it. And I think it's worked so far. The drawing has been the only thing that like hasn't come and go in my life. Like I've gone through a lot of phases, a lot of different things in my life where I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I want to do this. And then it just didn't stick around for a long time. Art and drawing has been one of those things that pretty much one of the only things besides like eating and sleeping that stuck around. So I don't know. I guess it's almost, you could say it's a bad thing, like Peter. That's even more of a sign that you're even more afraid to branch out and try different things. But at the same time, I'm going to keep doing whatever I want. So whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Got my cold brew here. Okay, fine. I'll tell you the secret I was going to say earlier, and then I decided not to. I'll tell you. But no, on the other hand, I'm afraid to not to, because then it might turn out to be nothing. Well, it's already a little bit of something. Okay, fine. I'll just say it. It's not a big deal. It's one of those things where you like start to say it, and then you don't, and then everyone starts wondering, and then it becomes like a much bigger deal than it ever really was in the first place, you know what I mean? I started this other YouTube channel. Don't worry, I won't abandon you. It's a very, very side thing. You all here are my first love. Okay, don't worry. It's just a thing I do sometimes, or have just barely started. Basically, I'm not going to tell you the name of the channel because it's not ready yet, but someone could find it. Basically, it's a channel where I read everything on a bottle. Like a shampoo bottle. I just hold it. I don't know why I like it so much. It's like the ultimate shower thought. Like I was just standing in the shower holding one of my shampoo bottles, and I was reading it to myself. I was like, I like reading this shampoo bottle. It's like I should just have a YouTube channel where I just read the stuff on bottles. And so I did that. It's not supposed to be amazing. I'll tell everyone what it is once I have like at least 10 videos on there. Right now there's only 3 videos on there. And I've recorded 3 more that I haven't put on there yet. They're not all shampoo bottles, but I read every single word on there, all the little UPC numbers and health and warning information and all the complicated chemical names. Those are kind of my favorite. It's pretty challenging. Some of those words are really long. It's kind of soothing to read. Just like pointless words, like they never intended anyone to just sit down and read everything on the bottle, It's usually, it was intended to be read piecemeal, like they thought someone might read the title, when it was being bought in the grocery store. They thought someone would read the directions, maybe, at some point. I mean, who doesn't know how to use shampoo? Maybe some shampoos, like, maybe more intended for, like, the complicated and critical care of women's hair, maybe needs some more intricate directions. I'm not sure. But it usually just says lather and rinse. But I've been reading some other bottles too, like, I won't tell you. It might make it too easy to find the videos. I'm not ready yet. I mean, I don't care if you do, but anyways, that was the secret that I'm reading. I'm reading bottles now, and cans, and tubes, and I like it. But, it's like one of those things. It might not be like drawing. In fact, it probably won't be like drawing. It's probably a phase that I'm going through. Some people will get so sad that I don't make Minecraft videos anymore. Like, I have another YouTube channel where I uploaded some Minecraft videos, and still people comment, like, Peter, when are you going to upload another Minecraft video? I'm just like, I don't know. I don't feel like it. The only reason I still make drawing videos is because I feel like it. And, well, I signed contracts with my sponsors to make videos, but I guess I didn't sign contracts to make drawing videos in particular. I could be making any kind of video, but I want to make drawing videos. I guess I could be making sponsored Minecraft videos. They might be upset though. I don't know if I made a Minecraft video on this channel, if it would get more or less views. I feel bad for even mentioning that, because now someone will be like, Peter, make a Minecraft video. It's okay. I don't really want to, okay? Thank you for all the suggestions and support, by the way. I love all of you. You're all amazing. I don't deserve you. I like this drawing, by the way, so far. How are your drawings coming along? Are you keeping up? Do you need me to go back over any lines? Does everyone have this line right here? Okay, this line. And then these all lines here. Am I going slow enough? I don't know. Did I say at the beginning that this is a follow-along drawing? A step-by-step? I don't even remember if I said to get your pens and paper out. Sorry, not a good teacher. Anyways, there will be a quiz on this. And I'll pretty much just be putting your drawings next to mine. And if there's any difference at all, then you get an A. Good job. Lately, I've noticed that sometimes I get inspiration for what kind of lines to draw. Not inspiration for a whole drawing, really, but inspiration for what lines to draw from, like, feelings or emotions I've had or events that I've experienced. Like, maybe even something as different from drawing, something like the feeling of being stuck in traffic and then the traffic lightens up and traffic starts moving faster, right? Like that, to me, that feeling can kind of be really easily and in a cool way expressed with lines, Like, it can be even something like these lines I'm drawing right now. Like, this is the really congested part of the traffic I was in, where there's lines are more closely together and you feel kind of claustrophobic and slow right here. That's what this part is. And then the traffic lightens up a little bit. And the cars aren't as close anymore. These lines don't necessarily represent the cars themselves, but more like the feeling you had as you moved through that situation. So you can get ideas for what to draw, not necessarily from other drawings or from other things, but just feelings you've had, situations you've been in. I like that. Or the feeling of, like throwing something away. You had a piece of trash in your hand, and then you don't. And it's in the trash can. That's kind of what I just... don't overthink it. Just draw the lines. I don't know. Anything to get you drawing lines. Especially, I feel like the less you think about it, the cooler the lines might be. And then at any point, you can just abandon that little feeling that got you drawing the lines. And then you're on your way. You can just build on them, do whatever you want. People ask for like tutorials on how to doodle sometimes, but I feel like at least the way I do it is like weird stuff like that. Like, how do I tell people, like, draw the feeling of throwing something away? Or, I don't know, it's just so weird to me. I don't know how to explain it. Besides the way I just did explain it, I guess. Pretty much, I guess the idea is to learn how to and get used to using anything, everything. Get used to using as much of life as possible as inspiration. Because then you'll always be able to draw something. You always have a good time because it'll be like sometimes I'm like drawing some lines here. I'm like, ugh, this is like really boring and dumb looking, and I don't really like this. But then I'm like thinking like, wait, there's probably like an infinite like possible combination of lines I could be drawing. Like, wake up, Peter. Why are you drawing something that you're bored with? Like, shake yourself out of it. Like, draw something that interests you. There's no excuse. Draw some pattern or combination of lines, some lines that represent something you're interested in. I don't know. There's always got to be something. And there always is. Mm-hmm. We got some, just for good measure here, I'm tossing some fuel tanks on the side here. That's what these are. They may not look like it to you, but they are. I recently have been listening to the audiobook called Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I don't know how to say his last name. He's the same guy who wrote that book, The Martian, which is also a movie. It's a good story. I'm almost done with it. I would say no spoilers, but I'll probably finish it by the time this video is published. So, but still no spoilers in case there's anyone else. I don't want to even say too much about it. It's a good, except that I recommend it. The premise of it is a guy wakes up. I think this is like on the blurb or whatever, so I'm not really giving anything away. A guy wakes up and he finds out he's the sole crew member of a spaceship far out in the reaches of space, and he can't remember what happened. Something like that. It's good though. Also, forgot to mention this. Appeals is running a June promotion. If you buy a water bottle and a phone appeals, you get $10 off with the promo code Summer Fun, right? Summer Fun. Like this. All one word. I mentioned this in the last video and I said it wrong. I said if you buy a phone or a water bottle appeals, but you have to buy both. You get $10 off, and this is for June. All right? $10 off. Summer Fun promo code. All right, go check it out. Click the links in the description. Appeals has been helping me out a lot with these videos, so they're a good sponsor. I appreciate them. Make sure you enter that competition too. I feel like a lot of my drawings are, let me zoom out a little bit, they are kind of the same structure, which I think is a little bit due to the fact that I'm drawing in a sketchbook, and so all my pages are like the same aspect ratio. Like this one I'm drawing now is kind of the same structure as this one over here, right? These two kind of look the same. Like maybe I should start drawing in these shaped like this a little more, or making myself some little frames in the paper that are square shaped, or like rectangle shaped, or I'm probably overthinking it. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I'm going to color all this in right here. This can be mostly just a dark black square for the sake of contrast. Love that stuff. Need it, want it, gotta have it. Oh, this pen's so satisfying. Oh, did I finish explaining why I'm conflicted about recommending this Muji pen? Like, oh yeah, so basically here's the deal. It's a good beginner pen, mostly because of the price point, right? It's like $15-ish, depending on where you get it. The downsides are that maybe it's difficult to get because I think like Muji USA might have gone bankrupt due to COVID and stuff like that, so it might be difficult to get your hands on. Also, it ships with an ink cartridge, which is just awful. The ink cartridge it ships with is terrible ink. It's really unsatisfying bad ink, and so I feel like a lot of people who I recommended the pen to, I didn't tell them about the terrible ink it came with, because at first I never tried it. I just immediately put my own piston converter in there and put my own ink in there, right? It wasn't until much later that I ordered a few more and tried the ink it came with and was appalled by the quality. And also, you have to, that's the other thing, is you have to get an ink cartridge converter, a piston converter, which it can be difficult to get your hands on because there's so many different weird ones out there. Some of them fit, some of them don't. I personally have bought a couple that didn't fit in there, even though I think it's pretty easy to figure out. Maybe I just had bad luck. I just get like one of those universal converters or something. I don't know. I'm afraid to recommend stuff because sometimes even listings on Amazon change. One converter that I had been recommending before used to fit. They changed what kind of converter it was in the listing. So they were sending out one thing and then it stopped fitting in the same listing. Anyways, so it's just like, it's good. I don't know, there's maybe other better options for beginners because some other options, you don't have to do as much stuff to just start drawing, start using the pen, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Let's do a little rotation. A little bit of this. I feel like my drawings are a bit more dark and dense than they used to be. It used to be like I felt like I had to put details in every square millimeter of the drawing, but I think I'm moving away from that and slowly hammering it into my head that if I do put just like solid blackness in some areas, then the areas that I have put details into, those look even better, I think. Drawing these lines now. Not sure exactly why. I feel like I might regret this. Alright, I gotta go back. I don't like drawing this angle. Squiggling, scribbling, squabbling. If you don't know what to draw, just scribble away and then build off of it. Also, I've noticed that usually if I do some shading or make one part of my drawing look darker, I almost always have the light coming in from this direction. Like this side of my drawing over here is almost always the dark side. It's just like I've just done it that way so many times that it's just what I'm used to, I guess. I don't know if that's bad either. I mean, I don't know if there's like a reason why I should change it, except that, I don't know, so I don't get too comfortable doing it one way. But why shouldn't I be comfortable? I keep on trying to like tell myself, Peter, don't get too comfortable. But I want to be comfortable. I want to be so comfortable. It's all I really want ever. Comfort. Maybe it'll be my downfall, but maybe it'll be a comfortable downfall. Won't that be nice? It will, to answer my own question. Oh yeah. You know what song just, I'm not going to tell you. A very catchy song just popped into my head, and I won't afflict you with it by telling you. Because then it'll be stuck in your head, maybe for the rest of the day, or maybe for the rest of the week or month. I wouldn't do that to you. In fact, I'm already wondering how long it'll be stuck with me. Dreading, actually. It involves someone named Monica. A little bit of, it's gonna be okay, Peter. Just draw like you've never drawn before. Every drawing is like never before. The weirdest comments that I don't know what to make of are the people that say, there's a comment about how all my drawings look the same. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, what, like the same person drew them all? I don't know what to say. It's like telling a band, like, you have a recognizable sound. It sounds like the same band played all this music. So weird. No, I gotta stop though. I gotta stop. I always, every now and then, the weird negative comments from people who don't understand me start getting to me. But lately, I mean, usually I do pretty good at just tuning them out and ignoring them. But every now and then one gets stuck in my mental craw. I'm like, what? Like, how? I feel like we're not connecting on some deeper level, and that's maybe what bothers me. But like, you don't actually think my drawings look like line for line the same. I mean, I can understand being like, sometimes I get stuck in a bit of a rut. Some of them look pretty similar. I've noticed that too. But I have a good time with them. That's really all that matters. They're different enough that they keep me entertained while I draw them. A few lines here, a few lines there. And sometimes I find that I do like have to draw the same. Pretty much. It does happen, okay? But sometimes that's just, I have to draw the same thing over and over again because I feel like I'm a little bit a victim to just like my brain. Like, I don't really feel like I'm in complete control here. Like, I don't really feel like I do get to choose what to draw. If my brain, I just draw whatever my brain is wanting to think about the most. And really the only way to move on to something else is by just getting it out of my system by drawing it enough times. Like that, whatever style I happen to be doing at the moment, whatever, like blobs or some kind of mechanical type of thing or mandala-y stuff. Maybe one day my brain will start being interested in doing like photorealistic portraits and stuff. Wouldn't that be weird if I started doing portraits? I mean, I've toyed with it, but then my brain always just wants to go back to doing this kind of stuff. I don't know what to tell you. Is that like a excuse, a cop-out? But that's what I like about art, is that, at least where I'm at with art, that it's also optional. You can do whatever you want. There's no like, you have to do this, you have to do that. Unless you're like employed by someone to make specific art, then that's why it's so awesome. You can do whatever you want. There's no like right or wrong way to do things, or what you need to be doing, or how you have to be doing it. Love it. Love it. Now I have to decide what I want to do down here at the bottom of the drawing. Like, do I want it to go down to a point, or spread out, or maybe look like, I'm thinking maybe like a kind of arrow like this. I wanted it slightly over. It's okay. Not really what I wanted? Doesn't matter. It's still gonna be fine. That's the whole point. The point is, there is no point. As always. Just like whose line is it anyways? Everything's made up. Points don't matter. I like making little wiggly squigglies like this. Wiggle away, my little squiggly. Off into whence ye came, over here somewhere. This feels a little bit lopsided, is all. Weird. Just trying to make it feel more balanced is all, but I don't know if we'll really get there. I just keep on adding things inevitably to this little weird thing down here before it really gets completely balanced. Might be a pipe dream. Nice. All right. This is looking pretty cool. Let me zoom out so you can see the whole thing. I think it's almost done. How about we could add some labels to this. I haven't added labels to something in a while. I don't know if I feel like I have to be in a certain mindset to add random labels to stuff. I don't know if there's really room for it either. You know, where I just like label stuff. That is something I've always liked doing. It's not a very good halo. It's okay. I'll add another one on top. If you know you're drawing something and then it turns out like not very good, you know, if you're trying to draw like a halo in your semicircle, your ellipse comes out a little wobbly, that's okay. Just keep going. Boom. Nice. I think the little imperfections like the wobbles and stuff in the lines are so much cooler. That's why I don't use rulers in most of my drawings because having the lines be a little bit wobbly are so much more interesting than having completely straight lines. Depends on the style you're going for, of course. It could definitely look cool with everything being perfect as well, or as close to perfect as you can get it. Not to say there's room for nuance, is what I'm trying to say. Not trying to be dogmatic about it. So what is this? I don't know. But I like how it turned out. That was a fun little doodle. Thanks for hanging out and watching, everyone. Of course, make sure you go enter the art contest we've got going. It's a good opportunity for anyone. Like I said, it closes on the 14th. Voting starts on the 15th. And then we'll announce the winners. You could win $300 dues. So go throw yourself in the ring there. Click the links in the description, all right? Let me know what you think this is. Obviously, I think it's a clump of lines. No, it's done. I'm at that weird place where I could keep drawing forever on it, but it's done. It's over. That's it, Peter. That's it. We got some cool drawings in here so far. I like how this sketchbook is going. A couple of false starts, those happen. Test pages. I just like the vibe of the sketchbook. This is a weird one. I don't know what to say about it. Little sketchbook tour there for you. Most of these are on a video somewhere. Not all of them, though. Of course, I'll do a full sketchbook tour once it's full. I think we're about 2/3 of the way full. Good progress. All right, see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye. Goodbye.